Hello people, it's Robert here with the Allen and Ginter videos and other stuff of interest. And today's September 1st. Took today off. Keep thinking it's Saturday, but it's Friday. Took the day off. Got some more of my Allen and Ginter stuff and a few other things from eBay, and I went to the LCS, my local card shop here in one of them here in the San Jose area. I'm in Sunnyvale, Santa Clara. And anyways, my name's Robert, and briefly, I'm an Allen and Ginter collector, oddball food issue collector, and I'm trying to put together kind of an Allen and Ginter set, kind of like John Mangini or something, how he's trying to get one card of each vintage set. I'm trying to get one card basically from each Allen and Ginter, different kinds of cards, like the wood, the metal, box loader relic, box loader autographs, postcards, stuff like that. And so today's a mail day for me. I've ordered a lot of stuff to check off my list this week on eBay. So anyways, today went to the mall here, because the only place that has any Allen and Ginters left here is the card shop. They're like $40 a box, and I like 2022 and I have a lot, but yeah, it's just not worth it what they're charging. And I'm just waiting for 2023 to come out, so that should be a few weeks out, so kind of jonesing. But anyways, we went to the mall first to eat ume, and that's really good hamburgers there, Japanese style, Kyoto burger. Anyhow, as I say, say hi, wife.
Hi, wife.
That's my wife. She says hi to your wife and herself and everybody else. Anyways, went to Lids, which is part of Fanatics, and they still had some Allen and Ginters 2022 blasters. They didn't have any hobby, so I picked up the last 4 that they had. They still had some retail packs, but they looked pretty picked through, so I didn't get any of those. You know, I guess I could always go for those later. So I got 4 of these, and I'll open a box probably on this video. And when I was there, somebody had opened one of their retail packs, and I told the guy, and he's like, oh yeah, we gotta give that to return, but go ahead and let me take the mini, because they were just gonna have to trash it anyways or whatever. So got a free mini card out of it, and minis are my thing. So got one of the inside the parks. I got a ton of these, so I wish it was something better, but nevertheless, that's cool. Got that for free. And then my wife stayed there shopping, and I just went up the street to my local card shop and picked up some stuff. So first I went, one of the reasons I went there was to go through my one of their kind of bargain pack things. So anyways, it got me some more one touches. It's different sizes for some of the stuff that I have coming in. And I decided to buy a box of 75 one touches, just instead of having to keep going back and getting more. And those are good enough to hold like regular, smaller, thinner cards, and or the 50s, so it's fine. And I believe they're pretty good for the mini frame relic cards, which I like a lot. So then I grabbed a few bigger ones as I showed you, and so now I don't have to deal with doing this all the time. Really quick, I'll show you some of the cards that I picked up in the bargain bin. And usually not a vintage like 60s, 70s guy. I'll get some of that stuff every now and then, but I either kind of like tend towards pre-war, like the tobacco cards, Allen and Ginter, T206, any of that kind of stuff, but I really haven't gotten into collecting that stuff. That's why I like Allen and Ginter. It's modern and old. You've heard me talk about this stuff before. But anyways, I picked up some other cards that I either didn't have or I just saw and I was like, oh yeah, this one's pretty cool. So, quick, got the Willie Stargell, Hank Aaron, and Lee May, 71 National League home run leaders. I mean, can't hurt to have Willie Stargell and Hank Aaron playing days card. And these like leader cards and stuff are gone up in value a lot over the years. When back in the like 80s, when you'd get this stuff like Turn Back the Clock, usually it was just kind of, yeah, that's neat, but they were never really of any value. But now anything with big guys are starting to go up a little bit. You know, these cards, like I said, were more in a bargain bin. Otherwise, they would have them in a display case if they were like grade worthy or something like that. So, and then of course they always give you a discount if you go there all the time. So whatever the price is on the tag is not what I actually had to pay. So this one says 1972, $1.50, and 72 is our year, so it's neat to have some stuff from our birth year. Okie dokie. It's a little out of order here, but it doesn't really matter. Then I picked up these two. You know, doesn't hurt to have Chipper Jones, Prospect, Upper Deck. You know, I don't know if I have this card or not, so yeah, why not for that price plus the discount. 91 Upper Deck, Chipper Jones, Prospect. Score 91 Chipper Jones, first round draft pick card. It's not, you know, centering looks all right. Okay, get to this one last. Let's see here. What do I want to show you next? I'll save these. Grab these just a moment. Okay. Never had this card. Always grew up with it being a big deal, but was never really a big deal to me. But I never got it, but so I was like, wouldn't hurt to have in my collection. Everyone used to love this card. 85, Mark McGwire. You know, not a bad price. Pretty decent looking card. It's called his rookie card. I honestly don't think it's his rookie card because, you know, he's in the USA Baseball and he hadn't played in the majors yet. So to me, this would be more like a Bowman first, but everyone calls it the rookie card. So there you go. Then I got this, and I forgot to talk about this, but I love 87 Topps. Just a wonderful set. You know, a lot of garbage in it, but still just a beautiful set. And you know, and that's where I really got going into it. But obviously you used to collect, you know, other stuff at the time. Donruss, Flair, Sports Flicks, any of the stuff that was out. And you got to admit, in my opinion, 87 was just a spectacular year for the card designs. 87 Topps is beautiful. 87 Donruss, these are just beautiful cards. If you can get one, you know, get them in decent shape. Obviously, this one's off-centered. And I have a bunch of 87 Donruss. Obviously, not as much as Topps. And I even have less Flair. But 87, that's just a beautiful design too. And then the Flair 87s are just wonderful as well. So all three companies really knocked it out of the park that year with the design. So I probably have this card already, but I was like, what the heck. And then 87 as well, and I saw this and I was like, oh well, I know I don't have this. And since I like the 87 design on Dunross, so let's get the Leaf, the Canadian. So the Barry Bonds version, which I know I have this in regular Dunross, but you know, same design, just a different logo. Honestly, that year I think the Dunross looks a little better. The Leaf kind of a little distracting, but still cool. All right. Let's see. These ones I'm getting to last. All right. So then I picked one of these up. I know I have this card already, but yeah, it doesn't hurt to pick another one up. King Griffey Jr. rated rookie. 89 Dunross. 89 wasn't a bad year. Design not as nice as the 87, and I think the 88 wasn't very nice as far as I remember. Picked this one up. I mean, come on. 73 strikeout leader, so this 74 Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver, so it's nice to have an older version of them when mostly I only had 80s cards of these guys. So strikeout leaders. Oh, 74. Yep. So, you know, like I said, these cards are slowly but surely shooting up. And another one. That's funny. Same two guys. So this would have been 77. Tops. The year my Andre Dawson rookie card's in. So that's cool. Same dudes, years apart. Oh, and I've never seen these cards before, so, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Then I think I was talking about this in another video, that I'd found some old cards in an antique cabinet that we had when I was younger, and they had some 68 Topps cards that got destroyed by one of my brothers writing on them, which I said I'll go over someday. And there was like a random Boog Powell card that was from a different year in there, and so when I was younger I looked into Boog Powell, and he's actually a pretty solid dude, solid player. So I saw these in there and I was like, I like Boog Powell, so I'll pick this one up. It looks pretty nice. 77 Topps. You know, right here he had 339 home runs at the time. 266. Let's see, how many hits did he have by this point? I started in 62 as a rookie, basically. 1,766 hits. So not bad. First base. Numbers a little different back then for infielders, so I would say this guy's kind of a borderline Hall of Famer. Or border to the borderline. Okay. Thought I got two of them, but I didn't. So then I picked this one up. So this would be another 72. Joe Torre, Willie Stargell, and Hank Aaron. NL batting leaders. 1972, once again my year, so I didn't really have any cards from my birth year, so that's cool. I mean, like Hall of Famer, and I believe Joe Torre's a Hall of Famer, but as a manager, as I was talking about in the other video, my first autograph that I got was from Bob Gibson at a Legends for Lobos game in Albuquerque at the old Albuquerque Sports Stadium. They did like a 6-inning game to benefit the University of New Mexico Lobos baseball team, and they had a bunch of old timers come in, and I met Bob Gibson. One of the other two guys I met was Joe Torre and his brother Frank, and got their autograph. and this was like 1988. And Joe Torre was super nice, really nice guy. So it's neat to have their autographs. So got a soft spot for them. And I mean, come on, Hank Aaron playing days card. That's cool. Then I don't think I ever had one of, if I do, I don't know. But playing days card, Willie Mays. Why not? In action. Not very good centering. Kind of in an angle here, but that's okay. I like the backs. I seen these on another person's video the last couple days, so I dig the back on those. So another 72. I like that ad back, so I mean, come on, Willie Mays. Can't go wrong, right? All right, and then I got me some oddball stuff. So I'll start here. I love these cards, and I'm gonna do a whole series on MSA and all they did for baseball cards during the what people call the junk wax era, especially the mid to late 70s through the 80s, early 90s. These MSA cards were everywhere. You know, Topps would do some, which I always thought kind of the Topps oddball cards usually weren't that great. They kind of like, I don't know. Some of them were really nice, but it was just kind of weird. And I really liked that this company was doing these. They just seem old-fashioned. I mean, like something you would have seen back in like 30s or something. They're so simple. They're so, to some degree, kind of ugly. You know, not great in a lot of people's opinions, but I think they're spectacular because of that. And I'm also a person that really likes stuff that was circulated. You know, I know you can get these kind of things in the uncut sheets and send-aways like a premium, but I really dig the stuff that was circulated. And if it was circulated and it had some kind of damage, I guess is the best way to put it. But that's the way they were, you know. When you got a Kraft macaroni and cheese box, you know, it was going to be handled by stock boys and people at the store and checking out and at your house and all this stuff. And like the Jiffy Pop, you know, when they put the Jiffy Pop under the lid, well, they put it in with the foil and those always got bent up, but I appreciate that. That's the way they came. It's just like one of those people, you know, like the old, what is it, Stallmeyer wieners and stuff like that. You know, you get some like grease stains and stuff like that. But anyways, I love these cards. The 87 Ralston Purina Cookie Crisp and whatever other cereals they had at the time. You know, they had the 84 Topps Ralston Purina cards, like with the Dawson and stuff, and those are spectacular. Those are one of the Topps oddballs that I actually do like, but I really like these. They're a little smaller than your normal size card. And they got this basic back. Around the same time, they had the Superstar cards from another cereal, and I really like those too. That was maybe a year or so later, but they're very similar in that just really basic, old, kind of that ugly thing going on. And I already had a set of these. I do have like the uncut sheet and, you know, a bunch of these, but whenever I see them, I can't resist. I mean, you got your Eddie Murray, you know, great player, a lot of home runs. I mean, out of the kind of Dawson, Winfield, Eddie Murray, kind of similar stats guys. You know, Eddie Murray always played in the American League, so I believe that's the difference between him getting to 500 and the other guys not. It's a lot easier to hit home runs in the American League, especially through the 80s, the different stadiums they had. You know, the National League was much harder. And Winfield played a lot of his years in the National League, but he had some advantage playing American League, and plus they got to be designated hitters, so they didn't get the wear and tear like, say, Andre Dawson, who mostly played his whole career in the National League except for a few years in Boston. So, but still solid. And of course, I mean, come on, who doesn't love a Nolan Ryan card? That one's actually not bad, centered left to right. Not great, but up and down, yeah. But look at all those years. Number 1 of 15. Speaking of Eddie Murray, when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah. Had to get this. Hostess. You know, handcuffed from the boxes. And I'm pretty sure that Topps did the Hostess cards. Even though it doesn't really say it anywhere, but I'm pretty sure that Topps did the Hostess. So I like any kind of cards like these little. These are very, well, I should probably say that the Kraft macaroni and cheese cards are a lot like these. You know, just part of the box. And, you know, whoever did a pretty decent job of cutting out. Maybe got a little off there, but Hall of Famer Eddie Murray. And then I knew Burger King did cards, and I know I have one of the Burger King sets. Those really kind of texture, waxy feeling Topps ones that they did, where they were like in a panel, like 2 cards that you would be able to separate. But and I'm pretty sure I'd heard of this, but I'd never seen them till now. Crazy. And this was Topps. So another Topps set of Burger King. Well, not set, but you know, I try to get at least like a card or a few examples from all the different oddballs. Some of them I will try to complete, like it drove me nuts not having the Kraft macaroni and cheese ones. So I ended up ordering a whole set. And then one of those panels that they had cut out was like the whole back of the box. And one of them wasn't the whole panel. So then I had to go on eBay and buy that card randomly, just on its own, so they would all be the same. So I was a little OCD there, but so like this set I probably wouldn't try to complete. I'm not sure who's on the checklist. Like if Dawson was, then maybe, but not too sure he would be an 80. But there you go, Davey Lopes. Fred Lynn. I mean, for a quarter, I mean, can't go wrong. Probably cost me like 21 cents or something. God, I love oddball cards. This is not a bad Topps version. Like, these ones look pretty good. The other set, meh. Another one, Steve Carlton. $19.80. Okay, and then this set I'd never even heard about before. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So let's get these in order here. Okay. So these are the SSPC Promo, Sports Stars Publishing Company, 1976, which is probably when MSA was really getting going, but these don't say MSA, so I'm pretty sure this company just did this set, so I didn't know anything about this one. But this is the promo card, which you can get. Complete set of 630 cards, so maybe they were trying to compete. And there's front, no name on this. I believe that's Seaver. So that's cool. That was an oddball that I'd never seen, so I grabbed a few of them because there was a few different kind. So there was that. Then I grabbed this one. George Brett and Al Collins. Look at his face. This one's a checklist card. Oh, this is 75, so, or 75 cents. Yeah, who knows? I don't really know anything about this set. So obviously my boy Dawson wouldn't be in this one, but yeah, this is one of those ones. It'd just be nice to have a few of the cards. Maybe I should take this out so you guys can see the checklist. Not bad stock. Not too thin. So there you go. That's who's on that. That's funny. Uh, 76, little kid. All right. This is one of them. Keith Hernandez and Lou Brock. Another checklist card. Yeah, Hall of Famer. It's funny how they chose to get the picture with the top of their heads cut off. And there you go. Robin Yount. 75. Well, 75. So there you go. Hall of Famer. Pretty early. Really off-centered. But neat. I guess if you were like a Robin Yount collector, this is one that you would want on your list. And then, granted, his playing years were over, but you know, you got to get this. You see that, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get that. I mean, I'm not a big fan of him. I appreciate how good he was, but I mean, it's Mickey Mantle, so 536 home runs, 298 batting average. You know, 1,500 RBIs, not a lot for considering his number of home runs and his average. It's not bad, and only 2,400 hits, so, but 18 seasons, that's, in the ballpark, probably would have been around 2,600, so, just swinging for the fences. And another Yankee Stadium kind of benefit there, but a lot of you guys really love him, so there's a cool one. And then my boy, I saw this, really off-centered, but it's an OPG, so I know I didn't have this. So, Andre Dawson. Love the Hawk. It's a 79, so this is a third-year card from OPG, so from Canada. So, yeah, I would pick that up any day. I don't care about centering. So I got me another Hawk. Woohoo! All right, so that's a quick rundown of those. All right, let's see here. Then I picked up a few packs since I was already talking about 87. Picked up two packs of Dunross 87 and 2 packs of Flair 87. So I guess I'll open these. Or should I wait till I do the Allen and Ginter? Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do the Allen and Ginter separate. Let's do the, it's going to go on for a long time. I'll just do a second video. Let's go on and do my mail break. I picked up a few binders, which I'll show later. Oh, I haven't talked about this yet, but I did pick up an Allen and Ginter's binder, 2014, and how I've been talking about like the exclusive 3 mini cards, and there were 6 exclusives that you can only get from these binders. So I got 3 of them, which I showed yesterday, but I didn't talk about those. And you would have to buy another binder if you wanted to try to get the other 3 cards, which were part of the insert sets of the minis in this year of Allen and Ginter. So you would have had to get these if you wanted to complete that insert set. So I got 3 of them, which was Pocahontas, Ned Kelly and Vandermeer, the guy who painted the girl with the pearl earring. And then, so I just ordered the other ones off of eBay and check out my cards, which was Cortez, the Conquistador, and some cat, and the cone snail, world's deadliest predators. Plus, I will talk about this someday. This is a little tease. You don't see these anymore, and nobody really has them. But I have one of them. I've only ever seen one other person online with this. It's a sell sheet. And the reason I'm showing this right now, because of the Mickey Mantle and the original Topps card that I talked about before, the Alex A-Rod PP1, and this is the PP2 version of what would have come in the original rip card that they sent out as a promo to describe what a rip card was. And there's more in there, but I'll show that some other day. There was my white whale. I have this mini. I have the full size. I always wanted the autograph. I need to get the black border A&G back, but try finding one. But that's just a tease. Since I'm teasing, I showed before the 2015 Allen and Ginter that I had picked up before at a card shop in San Jose that I hadn't even known existed. Pulled them. It was okay box, nothing special, but beautiful design. Okay, really quick. I don't think I ever showed the binder. If I did, let's pull back a little bit. Oh, no, wrong way. So, binder. Like I said before, my Dawsons are in here, but really quick. These are the 3 exclusives that came with the binder. And I ordered the other 3 to complete that. Alright, now this first one is not a card, but I ordered this yesterday in honor of this person's birthday, who I'm a huge fan of, and I just met like a month ago at one of her concerts. And so yesterday was her birthday. Always liked her when she first came out when I was young, like high school, kind of celebrity crush. And I got to see her in concert, shook her hand during the show, and then met her after the show. And she was super sweet and signed my ticket stub. I bought an autographed album. And so for the birthday, I ordered this and actually some cards, but I don't think those came in. But this one I had never had. Debbie Gibson, Think With Your Heart. Now, I've listened to a lot of this on YouTube. It's just spectacular. And this one did not sell very good because it was in the mid-90s. The whole grunge and alternative scene was going on, so people just weren't into this kind of stuff. This is more of a love and ballad kind of album. But just some great stuff. Will You Love Me Tomorrow? And Didn't Have the Heart was probably the big one people would know off of this. There's a video out there. Just check it out. This came in one day. I can't believe it. I ordered it after lunch yesterday, and it came in less than one day. Let's hope it's in good shape. All right. So I figured I'd throw that in just because it came in the mail with everything else. And my other hobby besides cards is going to concerts and events and stuff like that. And I've always been a ticket stub collector and trying to get them signed. So, really quick. I usually keep these in a binder or a photo album. And this was like my 489th or something concert. And then we seen Taylor Swift right after that. So it's kind of funny. I got to see like both ends of the pop princess thing. Debbie Gibson was like the first, at least for like our era, like the 80s, you know. You'd have to go back to like the 60s for that. I don't know, it's Anne Funicello and then the Mickey Mouse Club kind of people, but I saw Debbie Gibson, who kind of started the whole thing, and then we saw Taylor Swift like just a couple weeks later. So, and she's like the modern pop princess. So, bookends. So, just in honor of Debbie, happy birthday, Debbie Gibson, and thanks for being sweet and signing my ticket stub in green to match her new album, which is called The Body Remembers. So if any of you are fans, it's actually a really good album. So I'll show that someday when I show my other autograph stuff. I'll do a whole series on ticket stubs and autographed ticket stubs and CDs and stuff that I got autographed, like Taylor Swift, and albums like Pucifer, you know, Maynard from Tool, this other band, and got books, autographs, stuff like that. So thought I'd show you guys that really quick. All right, let's get on to some baseball. I already pre-opened the envelopes because I almost killed myself yesterday with the X-Acto knife trying to do it on screen. All right, I'm not sure what this one is, so it could be anything. Didn't really get to look at my email today because one, we're out and about, and two, kind of want to be surprised. I know what one of them is, though. Oh my god, this last one I'm going to show you was like the worst packaging ever. They over-taped it, and I almost killed myself, and the card just goes right up to the edge. Okay, what do we have here? This is all right. Sweet. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I can reuse this. Thanks, everybody, for watching. What is it? Subscribe. Notify me. And smash somebody's buttons.
Hit the like.
Oh, yeah, and thank me. Or like. I'm just kidding. Do whatever you want. So there you go. This is Ted Williams Mini, and I love minis. The reason I bought this, because like I said, I'm trying to get one of each different kind of card. I don't need one of every different card, but I want to have one at least. Now, I have some of these, but I don't have access to them right now. And I'll explain that. So this is the Ted Williams. $3.98. So this is the super short print. This is the short print exclusive. Unlike the Mickey Mantle that I showed, which is a little bit different. That's more of a parallel that came out of the Alex Rodriguez 2006 rip card. So anyways, this is just one of the alternative cards that you get in the rip card. So this is a Ted Williams 2021. You can only pull this out of a rip card. I know they're not like super valuable, but I mean, Ted Williams, I mean, you can't go wrong there. And what I'm trying to say is why I don't have access to the other ones is because I have two triple rip cards from box loaders that I haven't ripped, and I have two regular rip cards. Mike Schmidt and Zach Greinke. single rip cards, which I've never ripped. I've never ripped a card, so they're in there. I just don't have them. You know, I have them, but I don't know what they are. I may want to rip one of the triple rip cards. I got a Reggie Jackson from 2022 that I was willing to rip because it's kind of got a little bit of a ding corner, but if you watch videos on the 2022 triple rip cards, if you didn't pull anything like a wood or a metal or stuff like that, or an autograph, you always got two of these exclusives, but for whatever stupid reason, Topps messed up and put the same two. So, like if this had come out of 2022, you would have got two of these Ted Williams instead of two different players. So that makes me not want to rip that card, just to get, low chance of getting an autograph. And you can take a magnet and find out if you got a metal. So I know that's not in there, and I doubt that you get a wood. So basically then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have two of the same mini for the stained glass card, which you're guaranteed to get. And then the other one I have is a few years ago, I got a triple rip card of a Luis Robert second year. So I don't want to rip that one. So not yet. So anyways, now I have one of the rip card exclusives. So that's sweet. All right, what do we have here? Not too sure what this is. Nothing in there. Ah, nice. Okay packaging, but they didn't make the cardboard long enough for this. That's funny, but at least it's kind of in a soft sleeve, so gives it some protection. They didn't use long enough cardboard. That's funny. This part was sticking out the end. What is this from? Check Out My Cards. It's like multiple. Oh yeah. All right, this is cool. Now this is from eBay. It must be the same seller. So where will I start? Okay, I'm going to do this one. Here's a Ty Cobb 2008 mini. And this was, what is that? Either BL or BI or B110. I think that's an L. I think it's like Baseball Legends. So it was like a, like an insert set, but like one of the really hard ones to pull from that year. So there you go. That's another one of these random little inserts that they did back then that wasn't part, it wasn't part of the base 350 or 400 cards. It was its own thing, but actual baseball, which usually exclusive baseball is either, basically rip card stuff. Otherwise, the minis are usually just some other insert like dogs and stuff like that. So I got the Ty Cobb. Love Ty Cobb. I have to show you my Bearstein and my mini bat that I have, which is spectacular. But I'll go into that some other day. That's really old. The bat, that is. Yeah. Hey, sir, do you need a bag? No, I brought my wife. Already.
No, thank you for bringing your bag.
Thank you for bringing your bag. Hey, that's my wife. All right, so this is an N43 2006. That's kind of why I showed the little sell sheet. So I needed an N43 from, well, I have N43s, but I wanted to get one of the original N43s from the first year. And I mean, who better than Cap Anson from the Chicago National League team from back then, which was called the White Stockings, but they became the Cubs, and then of course the White Sox, when they started, stole the name to try to get the maybe confuse people and be like, oh, the White Sox are back. Okay, I'll be a fan of them. So, that's what I think. But this Chicago Cubs, basically 1887. He is on the original set. Allen and Ginter. Beautiful. Cap Anson. Maybe another guy kind of like Ty Cobb was maybe not the nicest guy or has some questionable beliefs, but that was 1800. So, but one of the best players ever. Just look up his stats, and he's like on the list for most hits and all these other things and batting averages and stuff like that. And he became coach. So see, it says right there, Adrian C. Anson. So Adrian Cap Anson, Chicago White Stockings, which, as I said, is the Cubs. The oldest team in baseball, along with the Braves. But, I mean, the Braves went from Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta. So, really, the oldest team in baseball that stayed in the same city as the Cubs. Because Cincinnati was, even though they've had a professional team before, they were not basically the same thing as that team. And anyway, founding member of the National League, actually played before the National League as well when it was something else. But as far as Major League Baseball goes, Cubbies 1876, original team that's always been in the same city. Only one. So, Cap Anson N43. I love 2006. Never understood what this meant, like the ROIT and then this. And I was like trying to look it up, and it's like, how do you type that into Google search to figure out what they're talking about? And then it dawned on me. I was like, oh, that probably meant Detroit and like maybe Philadelphia, like, because that's how like Detroit and Philadelphia are spelled in like the end of the flag. So that's what I'm assuming that is. That's beautiful. I love that. Oh my God, if I could get the real Cap Anson card, that's one of the Allen and Ginter gets that I need to get, is a real Allen and Ginter that's not tops, and preferably baseball. Right now, I'd take anything: wrestler, boxer, pretty girl, flag, whatever. But I prefer to at least have a baseball player. And like my T206, I mean, if it's in junky condition, I really wouldn't care. So that's awesome. 2006 started it all off again. Allen and Ginter is just spectacular. And then I got this. And when I saw this, I was like, what is this? And then I looked it up online on Baseball Cardpedia. So it's 2008 Minty Beans. It looks like he's doing, it kind of has that Goodwin Champions kind of original Goodwin Champion. It's like the paw on a string. It's kind of like an homage to that Goodwin set, but in the Allen and Ginter design. And it's really kind of a goof. And it's a joke. Like at first I was like, oh, what is this? And then I was reading about it on the 2008 Allen and Ginter set, Baseball Cardpedia. And so it is. It's a fictional team that Allen and Ginter put together as one of their kind of goofy cards that year. And so they have like a fictional team, and these are rare cards from that set. And it's kind of similar to like the Topps employees autograph cards that you can pull nowadays. So this fictional team is an image of a Topps employee at the time pretending to be part of this team. So this is Team Orange. What is that? Team Orange 6. Kind of funny. It's like TO6 almost. So, Minty beams, legally blind without his spectacles. He was notorious for hitting batters and was the inspiration for the phrase beanball. He once caught a fly ball with his shoe. After baseball, he moved to New Jersey and opened a wax museum. He died on a prospecting trip to Montana where he was mauled by a bear while making, what is that? Paella? Paella. Jeez. So it's just a goof. And it's just some Tops employee that they put on a card, and they have a little set. And I saw this one and I was like, oh, I gotta get that. That's just cool. That's just something. That's Allen and Ginter. I mean, some people don't like it, but it's crazy. So, anyways, there's that. And oh no, one more thing. This is one of the big ones that I've been waiting for. And oh my god, look at this. They taped the seam. They taped the part that glues, and I get it that they're trying to, but they taped every single seam, the edge, and so I'm sitting there with the X-Acto knife, but like the card comes all the way up to the edge. And I'm like, what are they, crazy? But this is something I didn't even know that they did. And I know Topps does online stuff, but I had no idea that this card existed. And so for me, this is just like being in heaven. So I had to get this. I thought it was fake. I thought somebody had taken one of the cards from this year and literally just put a stamp like numbered to 49 on it themselves, because it looked just like the regular card to me. And I'm like looking at the dimensions, and I was like, 5x7, what the heck is that? So of course I did a Google search to see what it was, and it was an online exclusive, and just so happens my favorite player is one of the ones, so I had to get this. All right, nothing else in there. Boom. World champion, Chicago Cubs, 25, Andre Dawson. Online exclusive, 26/49. See, on the eBay image, that looked just black. So it looked like somebody just printed a number on there, or maybe faked the whole card. But yeah, here it's all silvery and shiny. So that's the size of your modern standard Allen and Ginter box loaders, 5x7. And yeah, that's huge, literally. But for me, I mean, that's the biggest Andre Dawson card I have, aside from the folders, the school folders that came out in the 80s. So I do have one of those. And just really quick, I honestly thought it was going to be, this is the other card I picked up at the San Jose card show a couple weeks ago that I didn't have on hand to show you guys, because I'm kind of stuck on the couch here. And I thought it was going to be this size. But this is one of those Dunross big cards that they came out with in the 80s. So this is 84. It's like 3.5 by 5 inches or something like that. Let's see. Yeah. So it's like 5 inches wide by 3.5 inches this way. So that's what I expected this card to be. And I thought, oh, wow, they'll go well together. But look at the difference. I mean, these are those big cards that you got in the 80s. You know. There's a mini. There's an M43. Give you some size ideas. And then there's a regular size card. So, yeah. Big as a box loader. Wow. I am so stoked about this. Alright, people. I've almost gone on for an hour or so. And I still want to do the Allen and Ginter and Dunross break. So, I'll just start another video. But hey, this is the kind of stuff I would like to listen to and talk about on YouTube when I watch other people's videos. They're either too short, like 5 minutes and 6 minutes. Like when I'm at work, going to sleep or something, I want to be able to like listen for a while. So some of my videos are going to be long-winded. And some is a, what's the word I'm looking for? A stretch. Most of them will probably be like long-winded. But occasionally I'll have something short or I'm just opening some packs or something. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Ciao. Ciao, Bella. And unlike, don't subscribe, and notify me instead of me notifying you if you enjoyed it. Just kidding. All right, man. Take care.